Hello everyone, welcome to Wolfeei. Today we have the second day of team announcements for Block Wars Brawl. Notably, not the last day, because tomorrow there are more team announcements. We haven't done all the teams yet, but the second day is out, and it is quite different compared to day one. There's some interesting stuff going on in terms of newcomers. What is that about? I guess we're gonna have to wait and find out. Well, I'll talk about it, of course, but I wanted to just let all the info first commence regarding everything, because I understand change is difficult to maybe follow fully, and I'll try to keep everyone updated and posted. So first, one thing that I wanted to mention before we get into the actual content regarding new teams, etc. I started making shorts on this channel now for the team announcements. Let me know your thoughts on if you want me to continue doing this, etc. The chat, when I asked on Twitch, was a fan of doing these shorts, and I want to try to do them at least for Block Wars because I have a template. I might do them for MCC as well if I find out an easy way to do them. Yeah, I just wanted to know if you would like that. I also think shorts will help maybe expand the reach of Wolfeei Mogul Mail, because I understand that events are kind of stagnant in terms of growth, and it would maybe be helpful to have some new approaches to getting some interest in the event. So very cool. Let me know your thoughts. Anyways, first to remind everybody, 3 teams were announced today. The second day of team announcements was today. 3 teams: the green team, the aqua team, the blue team. Yesterday there were 3 teams. Tomorrow there will be 2, technically 4, because there are 2 actual teams that get announced, and there are 2 backup teams that get announced, or substitute teams, right? So just a reminder yet again that that's how that's gonna go, work, etc. So yes, we'll also recap the red, orange, and yellow team just in case you missed them. So stay tuned for that as well. First off is the green team, which is probably the thumbnail team, consisting of X Shatter, Boblu, Dr. Donut, Grox, and Siwat Gaming. There are 3 newcomers on this team: Boblu, who has played before, and then Dr. Donut and Grox. Dr. Donut has popped off recently a lot in terms of streaming, also is the owner of the Donut SMP, which is one of the biggest multiplayer servers out there right now, and he's played one Minecraft event before, which was PB Dragon Pit, I'm fairly sure, and I don't think he's played anything else, so it'll be exciting to see him venture out to other parts of Minecraft content, like Minecraft events. Maybe we'll see him in other things as well. Either way, yeah, Dr. Donut, exciting to have in as well. He's doing well with streaming, so excited for that. Boblu had a custom Block Wars that he hosted himself, and I don't recall how well Boblu actually did during that event, but it was fun. That was the Duos event that we did in, I think it was February, March. So it was a few months ago now, so that was cool. And then Grox is the other newcomer. Grox is maybe a little bit less of a familiar face for some of you, but Grox is one of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers out there right now. Recently posted for the first time in like over 2 years, pulling 50 million views almost on one video. And that's not a short, that is a main full video. And he's been pulling numbers like that for years, apparently. Completely under the radar for me, but he's been popping off for a while. Paired up with Siwat. Siwat brought Grox in as a fun idea. Would have been teamed up with FBO had FBO been available, but FBO couldn't make it. So I guess now for the YouTube audience as well. The stream audience already knew, but FBO is not in this event. Sorry, he couldn't make it. So that's where this pairing comes. And then X Shatter here as well to kind of tie things together. Charlie knows both Boblu and Donut. So that should be nice to help lead them a little bit. Also is one of the best players we have in Block Wars, so it's good to have him on board to lead some of the newcomers along to potential victory. We'll see though. The hint for this team when the team announcements were teased by me was this team be like good at PvP, and that's, yep, it probably is. So very exciting. Anyways, moving on to the next team, which is a full Spanish team, which has not happened in mainline Block Wars in a while, consisting of Montoya, Conterstin, Shadun, Derek, and Serpius. I'm fairly sure both Montoya, Conter, and Serpius, I think, played in the Spanish Block Wars that was hosted by Vencup and alongside Shadun like a month or so ago, like a little while ago. Derek has never touched Block Wars before, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, should be interesting. This is kind of, in my opinion, comparable to Red Team, where, yes, they don't have like a standout top frag, but they don't have a bottom frag either. It is a team that is extremely well-rounded, and I think that'll potentially be a benefit for them, or maybe a negative. We'll have to wait and see. I do think this team will crush at PvP, of course, because they are a Spanish team. That's kind of the classic, the usual for this type of team in the Minecraft event scene. But yeah, it'll be exciting to see how they will perform. Montoya, I've actually seen around a little bit more recently playing MCC Island, so very fun to see them get kind of involved a bit more in the not more so maybe event scene or just more so the multiplayer English Minecraft scene. Serpius has played in events before with Shadoon. Konter, I think, was in... Konter is part of the team that Shadoon's brought along for PB and for Biometal thus far. And then Derek, I don't think, has made an appearance in the English or English scene regarding Spanish teams, etc. So, very cool. Anyways, the next team, the final team for today, the blue team, is quite a big one as well because... wow. This team consists of Callum, CPK, Nerdy, Feinberg, Silverruns, and Quite. Now, I think the most notable portion here to look at right now is in the center. Feinberg and Silverruns are in fact on the same team. Yes, Silver is making his debut for Block Wars, and he has been granted with a Feinberg top frag. And some people were joking as a potential second frag, but I think this is going to be a very interesting team regardless. Nerdy also being brought along as a newcomer here, as suggested by Feinberg. If you are unaware, Nerdy is a big part of MCSR Ranked, which has been very relevant, especially as of recent. Same with Feinberg, of course, and also Silver. Silver more so on the player side of things, but both Nerdy and Feinberg have a role in production for MCSR Ranked, so that is very exciting. Also, coincidentally, Callum CPK just recently announced that he would want to start doing MCSR Ranked, so he's paired up with the perfect group to really start doing so. And then Quite thrown into the mix, just for fun, really, honestly. Quite signed up and has teamed with Feinberg, and I think he'll fit in pretty nicely. Quite is open to competitiveness, although he is not like a sweat, of course, right? He is down to compete and should be very fun. The one thing people have brought up is balancing for this team, which I understand on paper. Seeing Feinberg and Silver on a team, regardless of the rest of the team, is terrifying. I think it'll be all right. I think this team, in terms of balancing compared to some of the other teams, having what probably is two lower tier players on your team being Quite and Nerdy is going to be a little bit more tricky when you have to compete with other teams that also have way higher firepower, like consistently across the board. Although the trade-off here is that they have the best Block Wars player and the best newcomer, so that does help a lot. But that's kind of how balancing works. And then Callum, I think, in this roster is dead center, honestly. I think he'll just be very comfortably around the middle, because Callum usually in Block Wars is like, I want to say 15 to 25 range. It fluctuates quite a bit, considering this is a higher comp event overall, though I would argue it's not a very top-heavy high comp event, it's just a very mid-heavy high comp event. It'll be interesting to see how Callum performs across the board there. Keep in mind that Block Wars, of course, has a lot of team-based scoring, but also has a lot of individual-based scoring across the board, which should mean that the overall results from this event should be very interesting. I think it'll be exciting to see how things will shape up to be, and I also think that, realistically speaking, game order-wise, we're probably looking at some late PvP and some early team games, because of course, which I think for this team may be a little bit unfortunate, but it is probably going to happen. Anyways, those are all the teams, I forgot to like that, from the first day. I will also recap the other teams just very briefly. The red team is the Quag plus Tubbo, which is very fun. And then the orange team is the classic of me, Sleepy, Rain, and Boostfer, with Andres as a new fifth here. And then the yellow team is very fun as well, with Purpled, Giga, and May running it back for the third time, with Speed Silver being a newcomer duoed with Purpled, and then SK being thrown in the mix as well. Very, very fun. Keep in mind, I also post, shorts now for this type of stuff. So if you want to, catch up on the previous teams that have been announced, etc., all the content will be on here as well. There's also the main channel video and the shorts link to the main channel video, or not the main channel video, sorry. The main video on this channel and the shorts on this channel are all interlinked, intertwined, whatever, right? So, yes. Anyways, tomorrow we will have the revelation of which video application team made it on onto the purple slot, which is also mentioned here. Yeah, which video application team makes it in, and also who's on pink. A reminder as well, I said this in on the stream as well. I've mentioned this multiple times actually. The way I picked colors for this event was mostly based off of what people hadn't had yet, and not to put the most hype team specifically on the what would be first, last, and whatever type of colors. I just kind of went with vibes. What makes sense? And I will say the pink team feels pretty pink, but it's not necessarily the team that I would have seen as the biggest, most hype, insane team of all time. It is a very cool one though. I am excited about it, but just to set the record straight on that. Anyways, I'll see you all tomorrow. Hope you had fun seeing the team so far. And yeah, I live streamed these, by the way, the team announcements, so make sure to stick around for that. Anyways, see you later. Goodbye.